All right, y'all. This is part 4. So, this document does not constitute any adhesion, nor does it alter my status in any manner. So, the purpose for this notary is for verification and identification only, not for entrance into any foreign jurisdiction. So, right here, you always want to make sure you put notice. Then the jurat sections where they're supposed to notarize it, and boom, that's done. So next paperwork now we have is, let me see. So for the peace treaty, I have 2 paper. Now not everyone sends a peace treaty with their paperwork, but I do because I want them to know that I come in peace. So number 13 will be the legal notice and demand, and that comes with 6 pages. I don't know if you guys can see it well, but yeah, that comes with 6 pages. So legal notice and demand, and it comes with the legal notice and demand definitions, and there's 7 pages to that. Legal notice and demand definitions, because you want to make sure they have the definitions, or they won't know, or they'll act like they don't know what the heck you're talking about. So on the first page, I make sure I put right here, certified registered mail. All packets going together have the same registered mail number, and or the same certified mail numbers, all dated, pages numbered, title, and this is attachment B, exhibit B. This is the definitions. So I talk about what's unlawful arrest, what's illegal arrest, according to their dictionary, because their dictionary and their words mean something completely different than what we think it means in our language. So we continue on. What's obstruction of justice, because I'm going to be using that. The obstruction of justice, conspiracy, all that stuff, aiding and abetting. And it's good to know these stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this right now. So the next one is the legal notice and demand. This is going to go to your Secretary of State. So now you're giving them a legal notice, which is a public notice. You're properly notifying them. You have been noticed. And you're demanding something. You're not requesting, you're not asking, you're demanding. So right here, there's the International Register Private Tracking Number, page numbered. UCC filing number goes up there. By the way, they call the UCC a secured transaction. And then right here, I give them attention, warning them that if they breach any of my rights or anything like that, they're going to be getting in trouble, and I have fines and penalties and all this stuff. Right here, this is, let me see if I can get in the light. Okay, as you can tell right here, this is a non-war powers through act flag. So right here, this title is for your protection. And this is going to the Secretary of your state. So this is a contract in admiralty jurisdiction. Take notice, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So they can't ignore this stuff. They must address it or they'll be in trouble. So I go ahead and explain who I am and all that stuff. And the law stating that I can do what I'm doing. And that they can't be trying to abuse power and misuse my funds, misappropriate my funds and stuff like that. And if they do, I have, let me get over here in the light. These things are a little bit dark over here. Alright, so right here, if they do breach my rights or anything like that, there's billing and costs assessed with levies, which mean I'm going to be taking possession of their properties and liens, which means I'm going to have a claim on them. And also, this is automatic. Because it is a contract in admiralty, this is a security agreement, a commercial security agreement in admiralty as well. So automatically it's a security agreement because it has security interest in it. Someone asks for your name, your address, your phone number, all that stuff is a security interest. That's a security question. You don't have to answer that because that's your security. And if you give it away, you just let them in through your security. And you're letting them know that, they have a sworn oath of office that they are here to uphold, and you accept their oath of office and their responsibility to uphold the rights of you and you all the time. So, and these are the liens and violations shall be. This is what I have assessed. I don't know if you can see it well. So, say for instance, for unlawful arrest, illegal arrest, or restraint, or distraint, trespass without a lawful, correct, and complete Fourth Amendment warrant, $2 million per occurrence per officer or agent involved, and I go through it: excessive bail, fraudulent bond, cruel and unusual punishment. And if they do put me in jail, the straw man's indemnity bond will get me out of jail. Now all I have to do is execute a bond, just like the bail bond people do, and I'm out if they give me a bond. Because all bonds, all that is on credit, is based on 100% promise and faith and promise. So these are all my charges. I don't know if you can see it well here. There's couple of stuff, like assault or assault and battery without weapon, $2 million US dollars per occurrence per officer or agent involved. Assault or assault without and battery with weapon, unfound accusation by officers of the court, or unlawful determination. They can't make a legal determination for you. Denial and or abuse of due process, $2 million per occurrence per officer or agent involved. And you go into it, and you gave them a legal notice, and all that stuff, and you put your caveat in there, which pretty much states the Uniform Commercial Code and Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. And this is a contract on there, and this there's a bill going to be assessed against them for all violations against me, the undersigned. And they shall lack recourse for all claims of immunity in any forum. So they're waiving their immunity and stuff. And, I give the laws stating where I can do that, and things like that, like Title 42, Title 18, Title 28, USCA, and Title 18, USC, United States Code, Section 242. So there's a couple of things. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Everything should be done in good faith. The statute's staple security instrument is not set forth to threaten, delay, hinder, harass, or obstruct, but to protect guaranteed rights and protections, assuring that at no time my unalienable, inalienable rights are ever waived or taken from me against my will by threats, duress, coercion, fraud, without my written consent of waiver. So I'm telling them, there's almost like a peace treaty within itself. I'm not trying to injure no one. I'm just claiming the right to mine. And this is my right. This is my property. This is my life. You can't touch it. So all this is bringing them into the private to get them ready for lawsuits in advance. So notice to agent is notice to principal. Make sure you always put that at the end of your paperwork. And notice to principal is notice to agent. This document was created by, etc., etc. And notice to agent will be the power of attorney, because remember, you got a power of attorney contract with it. If you don't have a power of attorney contract with it, don't put that on your paper, or you're lying. Because remember, these are forms of affidavits. You have to tell the truth, or you'll get yourself stuck in some deep doo-doo. You see? So notice to the power of attorney, which is you, is notice to the client, which is him or her, the all caps name entity, legal fiction, and notice to the all caps name legal fictions, notice to the power of attorney. Just so they don't be like, oh, that sounds just like you, what's the difference? Its name's in all cap, yours is in upper and lowercase, what's the difference? Well, according to the United States Style Manual, it states that you're supposed to spell a living breathing man or woman's name in upper and lowercase. And if you're spelling a corporation's name, you spell it in all capital letters. It's all capital. Capital also mean money. You see, it's corporate. Corporate's another word for corpse, is dead. You see what I'm saying? So you're not a corpse. You're not a corpus. You're actually a corpus delicti, which means you're actual living, breathing man, living, breathing woman. You actually have substance. You're natural. You know what I'm saying? So you're not that entity. And if they're not using that all caps name to to state that you were a corporation. They're either yelling at you, notice the agent is notice the principal, or they're trying to make it clear or draw more emphasis on that section. For in this case, I'm drawing emphasis on this section. I'm not yelling, and this ain't a corporation. But once again, if you don't give clarification, it can mean either one of the three. So right here, see like summation, summing everything up. I'm just emphasizing on that. So once down here, you are noticed, I'm emphasizing on that. So you can use that to, put certain things in bold letter, date it. Now, if you want a copy of these things, once again, you can contact me. And, so they'll be charged with with punitive damages attached. So I tell them at the end of this, before I, log out, and sign all rights reserved without prejudice. Always write that under your name, near your name, and power of attorney, in fact, with autograph. A non-domestic without the United States International Corporation. And also, I wrote right here, definitions as they apply to this contract or are enclosed in attachment B and are included as a legal part of this contract. So as we go ahead and continue on, this is my land description. I put a description of my land because this is going to the county deeds office. And this is part of also attachment A. This is proof of attachment A. So attachment A and attachment B are all one. So I give a land description. This is the description of my private real property, not real estate. Real estate mean dead entity. Your straw man's a estate. Matter of fact, it's a estate. So on here, I put where it's located, blah, yada, yada. I put in the house type, house construction, class, masonry, cooling system, central, the square feet, you can find all this legal information online too about your house. How much bathrooms are there, bedrooms are there, land value, what is the lot size, what is the house size, building value. Make sure you get all the information you can grab up about this house. How much stories is it, what year was it built, parking type, how much garage is there, estimated value, and blah, blah, blah. So right here, I put a picture of my private claimed property. And I got that from Google Map. And this is what it looks like. And this is how you start to claim your property too. It's part of your private property list. Now, the only thing you have left now is to say notice to Palm Beach or notice to whatever county you're in, Register of Deeds Clerk. And this is where they record all of the mortgages, the deeds, the birth certificates, all that always go to the county deeds office. You see? So I subscribed and affirmed on this date that this and blah, blah, blah is true. Got my witnesses on there, the notary, and got it sealed. $5 or $10 for notary. And this paperwork never expires, but the commission of the person who notarized it can expire. So I tell them at the bottom, once again, my attachments, aka exhibits. Exhibit A, property list. Exhibit B, legal notice and demand definitions. So all the claims will go into my UCC, all the things that's in collateral. So that house is on there. So in addition, this is something I did a little bit different to other people. At the top, this is my affidavit, claim of ownership, claim of private property in bold red, and claim of land and claim of title. So this is how I claim my property, and this one I did it myself. And at the top, I put my UCC filing number on there, which is my reference number. I can actually use this as my my license number. I can use it to claim things. It's pretty much my reference number. So if they want to be like, oh, this guy's lying, he don't own that house, well, go on UCC in my state or the state I filed it in and look up that number. Now you tell me if I'm lying. You're about to commit a crime right now, and I have a fee schedule on you. I have penalties. I have charges. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to be subjected to litigation charges. So then I go ahead and claim, who am I, how I get the house. The house is vacant. No one's living there. It's abandoned, like an abandoned child. And it needs love. It desires love. I put it in the hand of the straw man. The all capital name, legal fiction, trademark, copyright. And But down here, I put the description of the house again, the same one you seen on the previous page. I go ahead, put pictures of the house. This is the pictures. The following pictures are current and up-to-date pictures of my now private property in its current conditions, and this is how it looks like inside. And if you can't find a way inside, you can find a way inside. Banks can't claim houses because they're legal fictions. They're functioning under all caps names, so no bank can ever own any property on the land. Only the living can own houses, and debtors can't own houses either, only creditors. So these are the damages that were in the house, which I'm in the process of discharging. Using bonds and promissory notes to pay it off. Put my signature on every page. I mean, not my signature, my fingerprint. These are a few more pictures of the house, so they don't be like, oh, someone was living there, and it's been years since someone lived there. And no one realistic ever lived there. No one natural lived there. It's always dealing with debtors and legal fictions, because the person who lived there before would have still been in the house if they know that they didn't have to go through a mortgage contract and get tricked into a deal. So down here, I just, claim it. I put my signature and everything. Matter must be expressed for being resolved. In commerce, truth is sovereign. Truth is expressed in the form of an affidavit. An affidavit not rebutted stands as truth in commerce. An affidavit not rebutted after 30 days becomes the judgment in commerce. A truth affidavit under commercial law can only be satisfied by truth affidavit rebuttal by payment, by agreement, by resolution, or by common law rules by a jury. This instrument was created by McIntosh of the Jean family, secured party creditor. Notice for the agents, notice for the principal, and notice for the principals, notice for the agent, notice for the county clerk, for the county of whatever you're in, state of whatever state you're in, and record court for original jurisdiction is notice for all. So it's a notice for everyone once I put it in the public record. So public record is your best friend. That's all you need. So all rights reserved, sovereign, power of attorney in fact, all property exempt from levy, which means they can't take it from me or anything like that. UCC 1-207 without prejudice, although I don't use UCCs no more because they're private corporate codes and put you in foreign jurisdiction. And then I go ahead, I got it all notarized. I make sure I put my notice at the top and acknowledgement of notary, which is the jurat. And then it's sealed. It's done deal. This is ready to go. So, alright, so now a couple of other things that I have for this now. I don't know if I put this on here as well. Alright, I'll show you guys that at the end. Hold on one sec. So, alright, so we got that done. We went through the legal notice and demand, the legal notice and demand definitions in my own personal private property list, not stuff, which goes with the legal notice and demand. So now we're carrying on. We're going to the International Bill of Exchange, receipt of exchange, or proof of exchange, because a bill is a invoice. It's also a proof, and it's also a receipt, like your birth certificate of exchange, which means there was an exchange and there was a bill for it. So because the straw man made exchange with me, I also accept for value as birth certificate a chargeback order. So now this is when this come into roll, where you're going to be discharging the birth certificate. The number right here that you see, that will be the number for the birth certificate. It's in red, wherever yours is at, on the front or back. That's the QSIP number and tracking number, so you can track where this is going, how much money you're making for these people. And you can find how much money you're making for these people in the stock market by going to fidelity.com. Now, you can do some research on Yahoo and Google to see how to do that. So, how to track a birth certificate through fidelity.com. So I accepted it for value. I can't show you too much information. It's sensitive. And down here is proof that it's a certificate. So it's been witnessed and sealed by the city registrar. This is a copy of my birth certificate. I already sent mine off. It's shipped. And on the back, all you do is accept it for value again. And at the top, endorse it, which means write your signature just like you would do with a check. So this one right here is a copy. Not a certified copy, but just a copy of it, because I don't need that no more. It's gone. It's in their hand. I got proof through registered mail that they received it and they can't lie or anything like that. All right. So this birth certificate, every birth certificate is a bond. It's worth $100 billion, and they're making crap loads of money off of your birth certificate without you knowing it. You're worth a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Especially through the income tax and all that. And this is where we're getting the money from in the first place. Plus, this is an obligation to them to discharge a big chunk, $100 billion off of the national debt. So I'm discharging $100 billion off of the national debt as well as recovering the economy, helping the economy, and receiving income. See, this accepting for value, this bond is just discharging what this was worth. You see what I'm saying? How much debt this incurred. But this is not what's putting the money into the account. I'll show you what's putting the actual money into the account. Now we're gonna check out the international bill of the chargeback order. I gotta watch out because this is sensitive information once again. So this is going to the Board of Governors, the Federal Reserve window, Federal Reserve Bank. They're a bank, they're clerks, they're AKA trustees, fiduciaries, and they're in Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. So this is pardon me. So this is a non-negotiable international bill of exchange. This is a copy of it. I actually got this on 32-pound bond paper. All bonds are done on 32-pound bond paper. You see, you're going to need to have the documents. I have to know what process to do. Registered mail number, document date, and this is in regard of the private treasury accounts. This is going to be regarding me making my this birth certificate private now, and I'm gonna fund that account, and this is going to Jacob J. Liu, or the secretary in charge. So right here at the top where it says please see enclosed articles from examinations of parties, private commercial agreements as an initial lien listed on enclosed, accounting sheets, receipts attached as collateral. So this is all on the security agreement. The collateral is the receipt proof, and in the birth certificate, the constructive notice and all that. The undersigned accepts for value all related endorsements front and back to include those in accordance with UCC 3-419 in accordance with House Joint Resolution 192, which stated that it's illegal to use gold and silver. And in the American Constitution, gold and silver is the only substance deemed valuable. You see what I'm saying? So if it's not gold and silver, it's credit, it's promise, it's a bond, it's a promissory note. So everything been promissory notes the whole time. As you can tell, I don't know if I told you guys previously that on the back of your social security number is where you'll find, well I'll show you in a minute right here. So right here, you endorse it, and this is non-negotiable for $100 billion. Please see chargeback to my private treasury account. The private treasury account is your social security without dashes. Remember, private has no dashes, public has dashes. So the same value charging employees identification number, account number, or exemption identification number, or exemption insurance account number with dashes. So necessary fees securing the registration. So I'm gonna skip around, and the posted on section 2 of that. By the way, it says at the end of that is there is zero controversy by all individuals in association with collateral articles of general accounting practices. So in section 2, the posted registered account, the BC bond registered mail number, that's where you put the registered mail number so they remember what bond you're on. All your bonds in the beginning, you'll use the registered mail number, which is they'll give you with the registered mail number PS form 3806 from the United States Postal Service. That will always be a bond number. So you're discharging that debt and all that stuff, and then pardon me, come down right here. So now, as we have previously learned, the private contract trust, your social security number, the account number on the back is considered a trust because they're trustees, they're bank clerks. So this is a trust. So the private trust will actually be your social without dashes. Your DTC, depository trust clearing account number, or your social security account number, which is on the back, is your the red number on the bottom right of your Social Security, where there's a letter, but the letter is turned to a 0, and then you put the rest of the numbers there. So, and the routing number will be the letter that it will be associated to one of the 12 Federal Reserve banks, and it's associated with that first letter on the back of your Social Security number. So if you have A, that'll be Boston, B will be New York, and all that stuff. So that will link to the account, and that's where you're routing it from. So right here, once again, you're gonna make sure you let them know. Until then, peace, unity, and love. Write as agent. Always write agent next to your name, or authorized rep, or AUTH dot space REP dot, which stands for authorized rep. You know, secure party creditor, power of attorney in fact with autograph, all rights reserved without prejudice, non-domestic without the U.S. This is prepaid in accordance with HR 192 because they lost all your money. If you lost my Mercedes-Benz, I don't owe you, you owe me. Therefore, it's prepaid and it's up to the amount that you lost. So the gold and silver they lost to England or gave away to England on purpose or stole, they owe us. So it's prepaid in the value of gold and silver until money is back in HR 192 suspended. So it's pro-offered stock. This is stock, which means it's already in hold, and it's the priority is exempt from levy, which means don't try to take my stuff. And this is important to put on all your bonds. Void wherever prohibited by law. Void where prohibited by law. So they don't try to accuse you of any fraud or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's giving you authority to do what you're doing. So right here, this is also going to be going to the Fed's window. The IRS Commissioner, Juan Carlos Puig, Puig space Morales. The Federal Reserve Bank has been sold to Puerto Rico. So you're sending this to San Juan, Puerto Rico, zip code 00902-419. And yeah, we've been sold to Puerto Rico and they haven't disclosed this to us. So there's a lot of fraud going on, and this is why they don't honor some of these things, because they don't give a damn. They know no one knows, and by the time someone knows, they're gonna kill those who know. So once again, you put your invoice number again at the bottom, initials, and then your birth date without dashes, and at the end you'll put the abbreviation for the topic of this paper. Specifically, this will be a NNIBE, a non-negotiable NN International Bill of Exchange, IBE. So NNIBE, or whatever you can remember, and that will be the chargeback order to discharge the actual birth certificate. So remember, to every order there's a charge. You go to McDonald's, may I please take your order? Yeah, I want a Big Mac, blah 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 blah. You make your order and they charge you at the window. Well, you're gonna have to pay them and discharge the payment using a 1040V, a 1041V, which I'm gonna get to in the next part because my battery is about to die and I don't want to lose what we just went through right here. So when they charge you in court, is because they said you made a order, but there's no proof that you made an order. There's no proof you consented to them. There's no proof there's a contract. There's not even a IRS form, a 1040 IRS form, tax form, to prove that you're on commission and you're being paid to be an officer or agent. So the whole system's based on fraud. So that right there is one paper. And then now we're going to get into the bonds, the non-negotiable private bond for set-off, which is number 16. Now, this is what's going to be putting money into the account and putting money for the indemnity bond so you can discharge the debt. And that is going to be one paper. So check me out in the next video and we're going to continue on from there. Shalom. Ahaya bless you. Aman.